The Philippine Military Academy brings hundreds of alumni back to Baguio City for its annual homecoming. But the star of the day is keynote speaker Panfilo Lacson, former chief of the Philippine National Police, former senator, and now presidential assistant for rehabilitation and recovery. Carmela Fonbuena reports.
It's back to the alma mater for these men and women. They're as old as class 1940 and as young as class 2013. Keynote speaker Panfilo Lacson, member of PMA class 1971, tells them he forgives but never forgets.
Times have changed. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo is no longer the commander-in-chief. Jose Miguel Arroyo is no longer first gentleman. While I have forgiven them and their cohorts for their individual and collective acts to malign my personal reputation and honor, I am quite sure I will not forget their names.
Lacson is blunt. He says many of the alumni become corrupt, despite the PMA honor code that says do not lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate those who do so.
Every single day of our lives after graduation becomes a test of endurance, not of physical, but of our moral strength. There is no better feeling than one of self-respect, dignity, and pride that our beloved alma mater so arduously taught us for the 4 most difficult yet memorable years of our lives.
Today, the Philippine Military Academy remains focused on its vision to be the country's premier leadership school by the year 2015.
The Philippine Military Academy has produced many of the country's leaders. As the struggle to stamp out corruption in government continues, it helps to remind the cadets and alumni of their revered values. But Lacson is a controversial alumnus himself. Once a fugitive when he left the country to evade arrest for an old murder case involving PR man Bobby Dacer. Arroyo's appointee, former Armed Forces Chief Hermogenes Esperon Jr. is not impressed. He says the former president and her husband should not have been singled out.
He had a very good speech, except that it was spoiled by the mention of 2 people who did not have to be mentioned. Virtues are not the monopoly of people.
2 years before the presidential elections, the rumored 2016 presidential hopeful is back in the limelight. Lacson's new post is a chance to prove he can do better than the much-criticized ground commander for Yolanda's aftermath, Interior Secretary Mar Rojas. Rojas, whose presidential ambition is a well-known fact, also attended the event as adopted member of PMA class 1984.
Sir, for 2016, may plano na po kayo. Sir, plano na lang ng...
Happy Valentine's!
Wala, hindi ko naisip ng 2016. I'm colorblind to politics. Sabi ko nga, puro Yolanda nasa isip ko.
Most candidates with presidential ambitions eventually find their way to Baguio City this time of the year. They all know that a supportive military, or at least one that will not interfere, is crucial to winning and staying in power. Carmela Fonbuena, Rappler, Baguio City.